Hello there, guys. Welcome back to another episode of E&Ftv. And this one is a very special installment, which is I guess, a Christmas special of the Hot Wings Challenge. And doing so, we've actually got two guests. So I'll let them introduce themselves. Go ahead, Chris. We'll start with yourself.
Hi, I'm Chris Crowley. I'm the global sales leader of the world's best, most innovative, most amazing cloud-based revenue management application, Duetto, the only choice for hoteliers, hotel chains, brands around the world. Delighted and thrilled to be here with you today, Tom. And hi,
typical salesman. Mark, go ahead.
Chris, you haven't. I mean, he's run off. Chris is not.
He's already done. He's gone.
He has not changed from the sales days that I knew him 20 years ago in Hammersmith High Street. Anyway, Chris.
Let's not talk about Hammersmith High Street.
Another time.
Good to see you both. Wonderful to be here. My name's Mark Flower. I've been in Asia for the last 16 years. Came back in the summer. I was with IHG in various countries, Japan and Southeast Asia, Singapore and Bangkok. Before that was with Starwood, and pleased to say I am starting a new role in January. Would love to tell you more, but it's a Vice President Global Commercial role, and you'll hear more in the next couple of weeks. And I think I'm working with Chris quite closely from what I hear. So looking forward to it.
Yes, you've just become a customer, so I have
to... I was going to say, within minutes. Well, I was going to say, and me, mate, recruitment.
But no, super exciting.
Good. No, and again, I was going to say this now.
Mark.
Yeah, congratulations from me as well. It's brilliant news and very well deserved. Right. So without further ado, I know how excited you two. Well, more so, Mark. To be fair, I need to say thank you to you because Chris was being incredibly elusive for such a long time until you basically text me saying, I'll get him in. And then about 10 minutes later, I get a message from Chris with a, let's say, fruitful wording message on LinkedIn.
The Hammersmith High Street goes back a long way. That's all I'll say.
It really does. Yeah, it really does. Luckily, there's no photos.
No. And again, if we do find any, trust me, they will get posted by myself. So people who watched the last two will know how it works, but just for the audience sake and for your guys' sake, we have 7 sauces, 7 wings. They go from basically a relatively, let's say, mild hot sauce all the way through to an incredibly hot ghost pepper. What we'll do is we'll have a wing and ask a question. So every single question, the wings will get hotter and hotter. So as soon as I mentioned the hot sauce, he literally just ran, didn't he? He's gone. So Mark, you first. Have you got your water?
I've got my water. I've got my milk.
Good.
I've got tissue.
I was going to say, good.
I've got the chicken wings as well.
Perfect. Chris, over to you. So do you have your water? Do you have your milk or milk substitute, something or other? Yeah.
Water, almond milk. Apparently, perfect. It's better than the milk. So
there you go.
And tissue.
Perfect.
Yep. And vomiting bucket.
As I said earlier, I think there's going to be a lot of people that hope that happens. All right. So before we kick things off, I just want to say to everybody watching, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like and comment below. You will be in with a chance to win a bottle of the Reaper hot sauce. I'll be asking a question at the end, if I can still speak, for your chance to win a bottle of this hot sauce. So, guys, first wing then. So let's get it down. As the first one, guys, is sriracha. So get your sriracha wings to hand. Nice and easy.
That's not too bad. I'm saying that now.
I was going to say as well, there'll be a few people wondering why I've got wings and you guys have got drumsticks. when you when Chris was the one who was worried with with how much sauce we're going to have to get through. So, the first question: have you taken a step into the unknown in your career before, and what was the outcome?
That's nice.
Who wants to go first? Oh, you think that's nice? There you go then. Good. We're off to a good start, Chris, because I was worried about you at the start. Are you using a knife and fork?
Yeah.
There are going to be people that will have something to say about that.
I said it was nice. It's now beginning to kick in.
It creeps, doesn't it? They all do. But as soon as you get to the Scotch bonnet, it really hits you in the face. So yeah, Mark, do you want to go first?
I would say, and this is the time I knew Chris really well, was IHG did a joint venture with A&A in Japan in 2007. And they were looking for a team from IHG to go across to Japan to support the joint venture. And I was told we need someone to head up sales and marketing, go over there for nearly 2 years. And I'd lived abroad in Brazil, Indonesia, Hong Kong as a kid. And I thought, wow, Japan, huge, exciting opportunity. And I put my hand up, and believe it or not, no one else put their hand up. They said, well, why are you going to Japan? You know, because back then, Japan didn't have the big leisure tourists that it's got now.
Right.
Millions of people going and had a World Cup and had a Rugby World Cup and Olympics. Back in 2007, you probably had 4 million travelers, businesswomen, businessmen, and that was it. So I'd say that was a risk. Everyone thought I was nuts. I went for it. I absolutely loved it. It was a massive culture change for me, learning the language, adapting to their ways of working. But the return was absolutely huge. And then when I applied for another role after 3 years in Japan, which was head up to Bangkok in Southeast Asia, one of the first questions they asked, talk to me about a time you've been challenged in a work environment and had to adapt to change. And I could go on for hours. All the people who said I was nuts about applying for the job in Tokyo applied for the job in Bangkok. So that was one of the reasons. So absolutely, Japan for me was, I would say, a risk, a slight risk in the career, something very, very different, and huge reward after.
Amazing. I was going to say that, I wasn't expecting such a great answer to that question, to be fair. These were quite light-hearted questions, but that was brilliant. Chris, try and top that one.
Well, Chris, just one quick little thing was, I remember when I arrived in Japan, I think there were like 4 or 5 million arrivals, and now there's 25 million. So it just gives you the context of the luxury travel, what's happened to Japan in the last decade is huge. Amazing.
Chris, when have you dived into the unknown, and what was the outcome?
This slightly random character made me want to do a challenge where I had to eat really hot, spicy sauces with chicken on a live TV feed, which was just really.
Really, what's his name?
No, I think probably when I left BCD. I left BCD at the end of 2017, and I was in a very senior position there, a big portfolio of customers and staff, and VPs and countries and all kinds of things going on. And I had 2 young kids, and I just knew that I didn't want that life anymore. I didn't want to be that guy, sort of it was a very corporate type environment. I wasn't really doing anything with customers anymore. I was just defending budgets, defending position, taking stuffings for not making enough profit or enough money or this or that, whatever. So, and I wasn't seeing the kids. I was 200 days a year traveling. It was miserable work. It was just blocking and tackling all the time. So, without really having a plan, I took a payout and just left. And we took the kids and spent 4 or 5 months living in campsites in Italy and France.
Wow.
With our little baby boys, and it was amazing. And when I came back, my buddy Joe Lloyd was running a consultancy, Nina Pinter. I came into that with her as a partner. Immediately picked up, the HRS relationship, and it all went from there. And it's been the change of my life actually doing that. That's actually, which I left BCD about 3 years earlier now, but. Nothing against BCD, great company, but it's just sometimes you have to actually change, just like Mark did going to Japan. You have to change your stars to really understand what it is that gives you pleasure and you want to do. So
yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Two amazing answers there, guys. Well, yeah, this is a fantastic start. I love that though, and I can imagine how scary both of them obviously were, but to sort of do the whole campsite thing in Italy, I can imagine that was absolutely awesome.
That was amazing. I mean, it, you know, my George, my son, who was 3 at the time, you know, he went away a slightly nervous sort of occasional swimmer.
Yeah,
he came back like an otter from that from that trip, and you know, both of them sort of pickled brown like peanuts, and you know, full of life and outdoors and different languages and foods, and just you know, brilliant experience. So,
amazing. Well, not to bring us back down to earth here, but now for the next wing, which we are moving on to the Cayenne Pepper. So,
are these supposed to squirt out through the nozzle, or do you have to take the nozzle bit out?
Yeah,
you
got to take the nozzle out and pop it on.
Which clearly means you haven't had any yet, Chris.
Well, I did. I took the nozzle out on the first one, and it looks like it should be a squirty, but it's not.
This is the French one, right?
Cayenne, yeah.
On the flag. Oh, this is hotter.
Yeah. This one's.
There's the cayenne on there, look.
This one's a bit immediate, this one. And you guys saw earlier, I marinate mine beforehand and then cook them in the sauce. Yeah, they don't mess about.
You had them in cereal bowls.
Yeah, just bathe them in there.
Yeah, that's a more front of mouth heat, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that comes straight at you.
Yeah.
Okay, so next question. So the best and worst thing about working for a huge corporate business. I can imagine both of you have got some stories, but we'll try and keep it PG.
Well, Chris, you were at Core and I was at IHG. I think that's probably. Well, I was at Starwood when you were at Core. I think that's where we started. Start with the positive.
Yeah.
From my side, working for big companies like Starwood and IHG, you just wouldn't have the opportunity to travel the world. One, I was very fortunate to start off with IHG in London and go to Tokyo, Bangkok, Singapore, and experience countries like Laos and Myanmar that I would never have done, and work in markets like India as well. I would say is a big one. And also, I think they're hugely supportive of if you want to completely change your Korean specialist function, they'll support you. So I absolutely, 1 minute, you know, I was heading up global sales for Middle East and Africa. Then I went into commercial and didn't necessarily have that experience of being rounded in a bigger function. And you saw other people completely change from revenue management and become a general manager of a hotel. So I think hotel companies like IHG have a great history and track record of doing that.
Amazing. Yeah, no, fantastic. Chris, what about yourself?
Well, I don't remember much big corporate experience in that call because it was, you know, it was quite a long time ago. I enjoyed the thrill of getting the Sofitels out because that's what we were doing early 2000s. We were getting Sofitel expanded, but you know, BCD was a big company. It's probably the big company experience I had. I would say you know, working for a large company, just like Mark says, all the opportunities you have to travel and to expand your network and sort of grow yourself.
Yeah.
Huge. You make, you know, networks of friends and contacts that, you know, you wouldn't necessarily make in a smaller organization in the same way. You get access to thought leadership and information and support and a perspective that you wouldn't get. You learn a culture and a language because you get sort of indoctrinated with the tone of voice and everything else. So there's lots of really good things about it. I think it can become a little bit like an echo chamber if you're not careful. Sure. You talk to yourself about the things that you care about rather than anybody else cares about, and you can become a bit institutionalized. I think if you're not careful, you sort of you know, you can't see outside the building kind of thing. And then I think if you're not careful, you can become a blocker. You can get to a certain point where you're just saying no to things all the time.
Sure.
Mark and I have an old buddy, Anita Heathcote, who said this to me once many years ago. She was at Ritz-Carlton. She said, you can't get yourself in a situation where all you're doing is constantly arguing with people about why you don't want to do something.
Sure.
You don't want to. So I think there's, in terms of growing and education and learning who you are and expanding and seeing the world and working with friends and colleagues and different teams from around the world, it's absolutely first class. And my time at BCD, I think I probably traveled to 40 countries in that time.
Yeah.
Maybe, must have attended 200 conferences, some of them with Fleur, must have done goodness knows how many presentations, pitches, customers. Amazing. So that all that experience kind of shapes you as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, definitely. Again, these are cracking answers, guys. These are absolutely brilliant. Well, you know what time it is? It's time to move on to the next wing. So
Bird's eye
chili. We're moving on. It's gonna okay.
Yeah, this one should feel quite hot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've got a good little system here. I've got a bowl for the sauce, got the drummers, I've got the wastage bowl, got it all.
Which one was this again? Blimey.
This is the bird's eye chili.
This is number 3 of 7, Mark.
Yeah.
Why is this one from Thailand again?
There it is on the drumstick.
Good man.
Oh, the lips.
All right.
Really. Oh.
It's an immediate one. Right. While that sets in, I'll put the question to you guys.
That's sort of nasty, isn't it?
Yeah.
No. I haven't touched the milk yet.
I was going to say, I'm really trying to man up here, and I'm not touching it until the very end. I don't think. All right. So, what would you say the best part of working within the hospitality industry is?
Oh,
definitely not this.
I think, Chris, you talked about it a couple of minutes ago. I mean, it has to be people, stories, experiences, travel, all of that. I mean, the sheer excitement I found of opening new hotels and resorts in countries like Vietnam and Phu Quoc, which is the Phuket of Vietnam, or opening a property in Korea and Seoul. I mean, it's some of the most, you would sit there, visualize, having never been to this country before.
Yeah.
You'd visualize what it's going to be, and 9 times out of 10, it's nothing like what you thought it was going to be. And just mounting up to a new resort opening and the stress you go through, and you get so anxious and worried about things, and then the escalation of opening and seeing 200 people arrive. I mean, I'm a bricks and mortars person. I have to visualize what we're growing and seeing what. And so that for me is one of the big things about is the people, the experiences, and the new markets. And super. That's my
fantastic. Chris, what about yourself, sir?
Hi, sorry, my buddy Antonio, who's sort of painting and doing stuff, has just encountered the broken cupboard door under the stairs. So I'm going to leave him over that. Yeah, I guess what do I love about hospitality? I love the hospitality of it. I love the aesthetic of it. The fact that it's a physical thing. It's a thing that feeds emotion. We don't. I respect the airlines, but they're basically buses that fly, right? I respected the TMC business because it was a service business, but there's a physical element to hospitality that I think is really, it's always attracted me to it. We eat there, we sleep there, we meet there, we marry there, we feel things together. There's an emotional connection, spiritual connection. It's like it's a place. It has a position in the community. The hotel general manager has a role in the community. You employ people. There's something really there, and I enjoy the service aspect of it. I love the food part of hospitality. Yeah, and I'm kind of a nerdy geek about the design and decor as well. I love a new property and just to see the feel of it and the look of it. And I love being told about the weird artist that designed the curtain behind the chef's kitchen and all that. I love all that. Love all that. So, you know, it's the aesthetic of it, I think, that I really love. And then I think it's also the possibility of it. There's so much that we can do in this business. And there's so many things that we could accomplish and achieve. And there's so many ways that we can positively and benefit ourselves and our communities. And I think it's also the most sustainable future in travel as well, because it's, you know, we're always going to need a place, we're always going to need an inn, aren't we? So I think it's I think it's a wonderful industry, and it's full of people that I love. You know, everywhere you go, I see and meet people, and they're people who love the same things I love. They want to be together around a table, in a bar, in a hotel lobby, at a, you know, all that kind of stuff. So
it's quite a romantic notion, that sort of we're all going to need an inn. You know, it's the sort of the weary traveler needing that sort of soft bed and all the rest of it. It's quite a romantic feeling. I suppose I've got sort of one. I know this is more for you guys, but something that I've seen over the last 18 months, more than ever, because I used to work in a hotel, so in operations. It's the sort of camaraderie of the sort of, you know, when it's all hands on deck, it's all hands on deck, and there's no question there. It just is. It's one of those things where in your larger corporate offices and things like that, I never worked in one of those when I did work for a hotel, but to see it firsthand, where you have got the general manager, you've got the heads of operations, they all, you know, when it's time to go, you go. And that sort of family feel, or as I say, camaraderie, it's been shown in its strongest form, I suppose, over the last 18 months. And, you know, anybody that is watching this that works in a hotel, you know, you're awesome and you're amazing, and keep doing what you're doing. Because that's one of the best things I think about hospitality, is the people within it, because they're just amazing, absolutely amazing.
It's amazing how I love the sort of the emotion, connection, the love for it. Is, you know, we all go and then stay at the hotels that we work for, and the way everyone looks after each other when you're there on holiday is just simply amazing. I don't know another industry that does that. When people go there with their family and friends to stay at a resort or hotel anywhere in the world that they work for that company, it's super special.
That's true.
I have a smile on my face. I met my beautiful girlfriend in an Intercontinental
there you go.
a few years ago, and probably the first word my kids said that was the longest word was Intercontinental. They could say it when about 2 years old. You know, it was holiday and Intercontinental, and they could spell it right.
I still remember laughing when my son George was surprised that you could turn right on a plane. That was that. Where are we going, Daddy? We're going to sit over
there. Love that. Love it. Right. The next one. This is okay. So, Chris, I think you said at the start that this is going to be your sort of threshold, is it not? So the habanero.
It might be. I'm going to try this the one after this, which is the very unfairly named Scotch bonnet. But looking forward to this one.
Which one is this?
So here we go.
Habanero.
Number 4.
This sounds like it should be a chili, doesn't it?
Your hat's off, Chris.
I know, I took it off, yeah.
He means business.
It's not comfortable when you start sweating. Like, these bottles don't really want to be open, do they?
No, they don't. The little plastic things on the top.
Ooh, this looks nasty. Just pouring this in the bowl, it looks nasty. Okay.
The good thing about the habanero is it's slightly more I don't know, it's sort of balanced, whereas the other two are quite vicious. The Scotch bonnet, to be fair, the next one, that's quite fruity, but yeah, it sort of steps into a whole new realm.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh wow, nice. There you go.
Actually, that's nice.
That's nice.
Yeah. Do you think I'm coming? Do you think I've got COVID? I might have COVID.
Oh God. I was going to say, your nose is going to be running, your eyes are going to be running, you're going to be mistaking it for COVID, for God's sake. All right, so while you guys are finishing up on your chicken, let's move on to the next question. Best location
really nice.
in the world you've worked in, and why?
Mm.
Who wants to go?
What was the question?
So best location that you've worked in and why? Because I know you both have, traveled the world while working and so on and so forth, and you've been located all over the place. So yeah, where would you say is your favorite location, and why would that be?
Do you want to go, Mark, or shall I?
You go, Chris. Your turn, buddy. While you get into the habanero.
I think he's going to start drinking it.
I really like the might do. Nice. I really liked Berlin. I did a lot of work in Berlin.
Yeah,
I really enjoy being there. I still enjoy traveling there and doing work there. I've got a connection to Munich through my mother and my family. Because my mother's German, and my grandmother lived there, so I know Munich really well. Love doing business there and working there. Did a lot of projects in Munich. Really liked it. I always enjoyed traveling to Bangkok for work. Mm-hmm. Always really enjoyed that. Really, I did some a lot of project work on the West Coast. I always really liked going to San Francisco. I work for a San Francisco company now. Love doing business in that part of the world. The Northern Californians have a very wonderful life. I mean, I know they have a lot of bad luck at the moment with fires and things like that, but that whole country is just fabulous, really. And I've spent a lot of time in Chicago. And at first I didn't like Chicago at all, but the more I visited and the more I got to know it, the more and more and more I liked it, to the point that probably now, if I was going to relocate to the US, I would seriously consider living in one of the nicer suburbs or nicer central areas of Chicago. So yeah, I would say those are probably my top picks. Not big fan of the Middle East from a living perspective. Like the hotels, it's nice for a weekend and a holiday, but I don't think I would be. I've got colleagues who dream of relocating to Dubai, for example, but I wouldn't say that's my ideal.
No. Fair dues. And Mark.
Yeah. What else? Thailand would be one. My daughter was born in Bangkok, lived there for 3 years. Wow, what an extreme of hotels in Bangkok and the luxury of Bangkok, and then the extreme of Koh Samui, Phuket, Krabi.
Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, all that bit up there as well. Right?
1 minute you're in the middle of a city in a hub of fantastic, beautiful hotels with probably the best hospitality and spas and restaurants in the world. And then literally within 45 minutes, an hour on a plane, you're in Krabi, Koh Samui, Phuket, and the list goes on of beautiful resort locations. So that's definitely one for me.
And has lovely people, right? And amazing food. And just
amazing. Yeah. And they to this day, they keep in touch and reach out. Sitting here, I got a calendar from one of the resorts in Thailand just yesterday that they sent, just saying, "Hey, Mark, miss you and wonderful to keep in touch." Yeah, I talked to Tokyo. I mean, Tokyo is super special from. That is just amazing from a culture perspective. If there's a city, someone you could live in that's got culture, the four seasons. You got skiing up in the north, beaches down in the south. You got rugby going on. You got football. You got baseball. You got the most unbelievable food and sushi and the most unbelievable beer. I mean, I certainly was not a whiskey drinker until I went to Japan and then had a whiskey, and I was like, wow, this is
Nikka or Hibiki?
Hibiki was my favorite. Your lips are getting purple, by the way, Chris.
That would think that's a side effect of the chili.
Yeah, it definitely is.
And then the last one would be got a soft spot for Middle East, that's for sure. An experience working in the Middle East and India in the last few years. But probably a market I got to see grow from infancy to where it is now. Would be Vietnam. Seeing Nha Trang, Phuoc, Da Nang, not just Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi, and the contrasting differences between Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh. But I remember my first time going to Da Nang in probably 2011, and the airport was a hut with one of those turnstiles for luggage that goes outside in the pouring rain and then comes inside with your luggage, and whether you get it or not. Now, if you go to Da Nang, if you've had the opportunity to go to Da Nang, it's got 2 big terminals bringing in 14 people, 1 domestic and 1 international, and that's in the space of 10 years. So it's just seeing that journey of what Vietnam has gone through. Bangkok and Thailand was, in the 80s and the 90s, they went through that transformation, but Vietnam has gone through it in the last 10 years and has continued to do so. I absolutely love that, sort of relating to the memories and seeing properties like the Intercontinental Da Nang open up and the Crown Plaza, etc. It was absolutely wonderful.
I lived on Koh Phangan for a big chunk of 1994. And and the at that time, Koh Tao, the great diving island just next to it, you could only really get to with the coconut boat. There was like or something like that. And then there was a very, very, very simple runway on Koh Samui, but it wasn't an airport. There was no road around Phangan or any of that stuff. You had to get a boat to. We were on Bottle Beach. You had to get a boat round from the little port thing, and went back there many years later. And there's roads everywhere. There's an airport on Samui. There's all Reggae Beach has got like proper hotels on it and stuff like that. It's amazing how these areas just evolve, isn't it? And just explode from nothing. Yeah,
incredible. I was fortunate. You talked about Middle East a little bit, Chris. I was fortunate to be the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix last weekend.
Oh wow!
I was there. That was an amazing experience. I mean, I've been to.
That's an incredible stadium too, isn't it? That's the Ferrari one in. Yeah.
The track was incredible. I mean, obviously the result was a little bit interesting, to say the least. But I went there, and I mean, that was absolutely fantastic. What they've done in that market, in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, is quite incredible, and they continue to go that way. And the setup and the infrastructure they got is untouchable. And I had the chance to go to my. I went with my girlfriend Ria, and we went to the expo, which was absolutely fantastic. So I got the opportunity to go to some stands, some pavilions like Saudi Arabia, that's just going through such a transition as a country, and developing these destinations like the Red Sea and other destinations in Saudi is quite incredible.
Did you speak to the guys who are doing the Oxygen thing? Did you?
No, didn't do that. Saw quite a bit of the Red Sea, and obviously the Diriyah Gate Authority, which is developing just outside Riyadh. And the amount of Michelin star restaurants and luxury resorts that are opening in the Middle East, and what they've got coming, their 230 vision in the Middle East. Watch this space. I mean, it's night and day from the amount of investment. And having been to Riyadh a couple of times in the last 6 months, I was blown away with what they're doing. And they had the Jeddah Grand Prix the week before. So yeah, there's certainly a lot of investment there in tourism.
Well, come on then, chaps. Let's get on with the Scotch bonnet. Come on.
I was going to say we're about to fly to Jamaica now with the Scotch bonnet. So
I've got a suspicion.
I've
got a suspicion I might have COVID, because so far I'm managing this much better than I thought I was going to.
Oh my God. Your lips did go purple, Chris.
Yeah, I think that's a sign of the spice, isn't it? This looks absolutely like.
Yeah.
It even smells ferocious. All right, let's try.
That's one that. Yeah, it does. It hits you straight away. There's no.
Oh my word.
Yeah. It lights up your tongue. I don't know if you guys got it, but it hits your back here as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, one sec. Okay. Okay.
Well,
best advice.
That's the gift that keeps on giving, isn't it? That one. Okay.
Best advice you have both been given to date.
Don't hang out with Tom Finn.
On a Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh my word, that's horrible.
You know when your brain just disappears.
Yeah.
Because your whole body's focused on something happening on your tongue and your mouth.
I've worn this hat, and all of a sudden I feel very, very hot. Okay, so who wants who wants to go? Who wants to go first?
Oh, I do need some water now.
Ooh, I think
deathly silence on both your parts.
Two things, Thomas. I remember once a great mentor of mine was saying, ensure at some point in your earlier part of your career, take a risk in a role.
Yeah.
Go for a role that you're not necessarily sure about, but you think it's got great opportunity for your future career. And I've always taken that when I've been on a panel and I get asked questions by graduates. I'll go back to university or school and they ask a question on, and it's don't always just take the easy route. Yeah. Take a potentially could have some risk in it, but some calculated risk. And certainly I talked about that with Tokyo and taking on that role in Japan. I mean, I arrived in Japan. I knew no one. I knew absolutely no one. And it was totally lost in translation moment where you're sitting looking out the hotel and you just left Europe and you're just going, what have I just done?
It comes back, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking, oh my God, it's hot.
Yeah. And then
go on.
There's a very simple one, which Chris talked about you find yourself sometimes in big corporates trying to protect things. And but I would say embrace change and always embrace it, because especially in the last 18 months, oh my God, you've got to look at so many different ways of working. Embrace it. Don't be that person at the table. Enjoy the milk. Or what's it? Oat milk. You got oat milk, haven't you?
Almond milk.
Almond milk. Yeah. Apparently,
almond milk's very, very kind of alkaline, so it just soaks up. Is what I was told anyway. Well, I was told by the same person who said it's quite good to squeeze a lime in a curry.
There you go.
Not a helpful piece of advice.
No. No, I like the two pieces of advice though. I love the take a risk one. That for sure. I love that. Chris, what about yourself? A piece of advice to date, the best one that you've had?
Yeah, two for me as well. Always see the person as well as the position. Right, you can become very overawed by titles and roles and things like that. It's good to respect position, but always see the person too, and then you'll have a better relationship and understanding with people straight away if you do that. Actually, and you won't, you get further. And never stop learning. Never ever stop learning. Keep teaching yourself something all the time. Never stop learning. Right, and that's a curious learning mind is a great asset to have in your life, right?
Yeah.
And it gives you things to talk about, to do. It changes the course and pattern of things that you want to get on with. It expands you. It keeps you current and fresh. So yeah.
Nice. Right, guys, we are moving on to the one that Chris was really worried about because it had the word scorpion on the front of it.
What kind of food has the word scorpion in it? Scorpion is a little thing with a tail that kills you when it taps you with the tail, right?
So we're going on to the scorpion pepper. Oh, right, here we go.
Oh, scorpion pepper.
Hi. Hey, Monty. Come say hello.
Why are you sorting out Coke?
I'm not sorting out Cokes. I'm being forced to eat unnaturally spicy food by these two mean boys. They're making me do it. I don't want to do it. I'm being made to do it.
You mean those two?
Those two, yeah. Come
Not
say
my
hello.
fault.
Come say hello.
Hello.
This is George.
Hey, George.
Hi to me, Mark and Tom.
Hi, George. How you doing? Good.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
My butt's filling it. No, don't drink it. Don't drink it.
I'm not going to drink it. I'm going to dip some chicken in it, and then I'm going to eat it. It's called.
Chris, be careful.
Oh, so
Is it nasty?
That is.
Oh, look at the colour of it. Even the colour of it.
Looks like ketchup.
It's not ketchup though.
Yeah, it's not
That's not ketchup. That looks angry. That looks like an angry food, doesn't it? That wants to hurt you. It's like, ugh.
That's the first bit of milk I've had.
Okay, here we go. This is called scorpion. Here we go. Here's the scorpion on my chicken.
What? You killed the scorpion.
Right.
You killed the scorpion. But there's also
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm on the scorpion. I got up to the 6th one. I've done really well. My wife's come back. There's 8, but I'm not doing that one. I'm going to give that one to James.
Oh, hello.
no.
My wife, Luke, Mark, and Tom. Oh my goodness me!
Lovely to meet you.
It's Tom. He's horrible. He makes me do it.
Does he do it every year?
He does it. He does it as often as he can. He loves it. He's got a
Not as
problem.
often as I can.
Thomas, how many times have you done this?
This will be the third,
It's a bit dark, isn't it?
and I've got
Yeah.
2 more lined up for the next year already. Do you know what though? I actually get emails and messages from people asking to do this.
Really?
Sort of
Really?
wanting to.
So why are you
Wanting
making
to get
me do it
involved.
then? That's what I don't understand.
You have to be nominated.
Yeah.
Oh God.
No. That's not orange juice. That's
orange
concentrate. Don't drink the concentrate.
Is that orange?
No, that's got orange concentrate. Monty nearly drunk a full cup of orange concentrate.
Ooh, could be on the walls. Okay, so that's hot. That's hot.
Come to me, Arthur. Come to me. Come to me.
What would each? Oh wait, no, wait. Oh no, here we go. God. The best thing that has come out of the pandemic. So I know that we've had a lot of obviously negative stuff happen. I know that there's obviously a lot of stuff in the media that still, is very much on that negative side of things. But I think a lot of stuff with any sort of disruption comes positive change. Is there anything that immediately springs to mind? Look at Chris. Is there anything that immediately springs to mind that you would see as a positive coming from the pandemic?
He's making you eat spicy food today.
He is, yeah. He is, Monty. You've nailed it, Monty. Absolutely nailed it. Good things to come out of the pandemic.
Yeah, go on.
Well, there are actually quite a few. I mean, business-wise. Thank you, Monty.
Oh my God, that one, Christmas me.
Yeah.
I would
My
say
lips are
technology.
bright red.
Yeah.
Go
My
on,
lips
sorry,
are
Chris.
purple.
Go on.
Yeah, I would say the way we're using technology is really, I think, is really good.
Yeah.
I think we've started to care for each other again in a different way. And I really, like in our street here in Wimbledon, we were sort of just like a normal street, we'd say, loads of people, this, that, and the other. But during the pandemic period, we actually became a community. We were sort of looking out for each other,
Yeah.
and helping each other. We've got like a shared WhatsApp group, we sort of mind each other's kids, things like that. It's really, so there's community and sort of caring, the use of technology. And I think we've also become more conscious about our impact on the world around us.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm just having a scorpion moment. So we think more about, the sustainability conversation, the travel, how we behave health-wise, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So so I won't listen to him, Monty. Don't worry. So I think there are quite a few good things actually, and I hope that we keep a more balanced view of our world on the back of this, and continue to think in a more conscious way about how we interact with other people. So I think that there's some really good things about it, but there's so much grief that we need to deal with as a society coming out of this. I think it's going to be with us for a while.
Yeah, no, for sure. And Mark, what about yourself? If we were gonna look at the positive that might have come out of this whole thing? What do you think?
Balanced lives. I think people working from home and being able to drop your stuff in the morning at school, pick them up. I really think people have really taken a different approach and respected having that balanced approach working. And I remember my time in Singapore. I would, there'll be a time when everyone knew that between 8 and 10 o'clock, I was with or 7 and 9 o'clock, I was with the kids and having dinner. And it's but Mark will be available at 10 o'clock afterwards. So you didn't disturb me on that side very well. That was really good. The other one was, I think, the technology and the calls was huge. Right. That way. But the other one was, I found people were a lot more focused on purpose of call and end result of call.
Sure.
I think those calls that we used to have before, you'd be on a call going, why am I on this call? And what is it all about? A lot of that I found disappeared. Yeah. So when you went on the call, okay, purpose of call is this is where we've got to get to. We've got half an hour. And because people had to keep a very structured approach about a meeting. So I saw that, whereas before you'd be in meetings and there'd be a lot of waffling going on, you'd finish the meeting and not necessarily know what had been achieved and what next steps were. So that part, and importantly, the balanced lifestyle.
No, for sure. Okay, good. The last one, Ghost Pepper. Now, there is a bit of a tradition if we're moving on and really paying homage to Hot Ones, which is on YouTube, and that is where you add a little bit of extra sauce on. So mine's already coated in it anyway, so I'm adding a little bit of extra. You guys don't need to, but just accept that you will be considered complete wusses if you don't. So
I've been a wuss all my life. I've got no issues with it. Quite proud of it, actually.
There we go. Right. This one, if anyone's watched them before, this one will really kick you in the face. So get ready. Well, boys, I want to say a massive thank you to both of you. Cheers.
Are you saying that before we eat the sauce?
Yeah, I am, because I won't be able to talk afterwards.
Okay. Oh, it's like it's attacking the chicken, this sauce.
My chicken shrunk.
Bad.
Actually, it tastes really nice. It's just really hot.
It does.
The taste is good.
The taste is really good.
It was like the first one. What was it? Cayenne or something? Cayenne or something like that.
It's a bit like the sriracha, I think. Just a really hot version of the sriracha.
Yeah.
But the taste actually gets you past the heat a bit.
Yeah, it's like fruity almost.
Oh,
good. I did all 7. Come on.
I was going to say, that was exactly what I was going to say next. It's well done, Chris, because you didn't think you would get past 4.
No. No, I've got a present for you.
I'm real.
So
it's kicking me on the left-hand side of my mouth.
Yeah. So while you're able to talk, Tom, this is the Duetto Christmas present, which will be winging its way one to each of you in the post. These are the vodka shot glasses in the engraved Duetto paddle.
Amazing.
With your initials carved into the paddle. So don't touch it, Monty. It'll come to you in a very nice box from Duetto. Happy Christmas, boys. Happy holidays.
Thank you. I was
there you go. It looks like that.
I think it's funny. There's 7 of them, and we got 7 sauces. I think each sauce would probably fit in the shop.
Yeah.
Yes. No.
Chris, thank you very much. I remember filling it out, and I thought, oh, what's this coming in the post? Thank you very much. It'll be a lot nicer than the one I sent you in the post.
Yeah. No. Well, which by the way, I'm going to auction on eBay. So, anybody wants to kill all the weeds in their garden really, really quickly, I have the solution for you. Right? Mix it with some water, spray it liberally, it'll work.
It didn't arrive.
Weed killer. Okay. Last question. Oh God,
Well, that's
What?
actually really tasty.
I have
Actually.
another one.
Mm.
I can't feel the front of my mouth.
Right,
What
so-
would each of you like to achieve, either
I'm having
personally or
some more.
professionally, in 2022?
Personally or professionally, which one? Or both?
Either or. If there's something in particular that, oh God, that you would like to achieve, what would it be? Oh God. Oh man.
Ooh. Oh,
You now, Chris. I'm crying.
I've gone bright red.
Yeah, me too.
lips have gone red.
One purple one.
Okay, so what is there anything in particular that you want to achieve in 2022?
Oh, I alluded to the exciting news that I got a new role.
Yeah.
And I have to say, super excited about supporting the commercial success of the company. And you hear more about it coming, but super excited that what the company has to offer and how we'll take it forward. It's definitely a disruptor in the business, and I certainly look forward to adding the value and experience I've had throughout the world working in the new role. And two, I'm really looking forward as well to settling in back into the UK. I've been here a few months now.
Yes, yeah, of course.
And my partner Maria is joining me in the UK from the Middle East and with the kids. So I'm really looking forward to settling into sunny Buckinghamshire in January. So yeah, two very exciting things to look forward to.
Amazing, very good. Congratulations again on the new job.
Thank you, sir.
Looking forward to obviously talking more about it and hearing where things are going. Chris, what about you? 2022.
Well,
Apart from leaving this
professionally,
horrible thing behind.
yeah. Well, no, professionally, I'm looking forward to continuing the Duetto. The growth we've had this year has been extraordinary, and just getting into. We've got a whole bunch of new markets. Boys, yeah, of course you can. We've got a whole bunch of new markets we're opening up, and we've got some really big innovations coming on the application as well. So it's going to be a really lively year for us. We're working on some great stuff. So I think China will be opening up for us next year. Large parts of Southeast Asia, Japan, Sub-Saharan Africa, all these markets we're going to go into. So really looking forward to that. Personally, we're looking forward to seeing where we may be living. We're thinking about our house and maybe selling it and moving somewhere with a bigger garden and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that
sounds amazing.
that may or may not come. You never know these things, but we're definitely having those conversations together and thinking about where that might be, and also really looking forward. Yeah, we've got slightly different ideas about what that means. My wife's laughing. Her idea is about £500,000 more and 4 streets down the road, and mine's Scotland. But anyway, so yeah, so and then the other thing I'm really looking forward to is being able to see friends overseas, and have my friendships back. All my pals in California and on the East Coast and in Australia and all these places, be able to see my friends again, right? So and my family, and be able to go visit folks. So and take the kids away and stuff like that. So yeah, that's I would say that's the thing. But yeah, moving, exploding Duetto even more and moving house. I think that's the great thing.
Definitely. Well,
what do you
guys
do, Monty, next year? What do you want? What do you want to happen?
Nothing. Is Monty looking forward to Christmas?
You looking forward to Christmas?
Yeah.
Why do you like Christmas? Is it because you get to spend lots of time with Daddy?
What about you, Thomas? Anything you're looking forward to?
What am I looking forward to next year? I'm looking. To be fair, I'm just looking forward to seeing the market getting back to really where it was. Seeing people getting back to doing what they do best, and enjoying what hospitality is again. I think we started to get a taste of it mid to the end of this year. Conferences again and seeing people again. and it's been brilliant. I'm just looking forward to having that as just life again, which I've missed massively, to be honest with you. I think owning your own business, and at the moment it's just myself. So at times when you're not able to travel, it does get sort of a bit, oh, okay, I'm just on my own, where there's teams and everything else where you can really sort of engage with the people around you. It's been like that. So I think getting back to that normality is something I am desperately looking forward to. But as I said, having a taste of that towards the end of this year has just been so great. So yeah, I think that really getting back to that normality, whatever that looks like at the other end, and having an even busier year than the one we've had this year. I think that's got to be the one for me. I've got to say though, guys, we've made it to the end. That's all 7 sources, all 7 questions. Chris, I've got to say, with everything that you were saying over the last couple of weeks, I've got to admit, I'm massively shocked. I thought we were going to lose you at the Scotch bonnet. Monty, you should be very proud of your dad. Monty, you should be very proud of your dad. He's done incredibly well, although his lips are redder than mine. In fact, I think
Look at my whole head is purple. My whole head is purple.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
But no, guys, there's one more question, and it doesn't involve a hot sauce. It doesn't involve a wing, but we do need 2 more nominations for next time. So have a think. Who are we thinking? You got to think of somebody who will obviously want to do it, who are not going to chicken out. So who are you thinking?
I'm going to nominate Craig Bingham from Interstate.
Craig who, sorry?
Craig Bingham from Interstate.
Craig Bingham from Interstate.
Yeah.
You have been called out, sir. We will be in touch. And Mark.
I'm going to go, and congratulations to him as well. Just been promoted to David Taylor, CEO of Law Group.
Say that again, because the line cut out. Go again.
David Taylor.
David Taylor.
Yeah, he's a good old buddy of mine. We worked at IHG together, and we worked, my goodness, 14 Meridian days. He's CEO of Law Group.
Okay.
And just got promoted. So congratulations to him on his role. And
he's also an old colleague from Sofitel days. He was the yeah, he's a really good guy, David. Yeah, he will struggle to say no to you on this, I think.
Well, Craig Bingham and David Taylor, you have been nominated to do the Edwards and Finn Hot Wing Challenge. We will be in touch.
Craig will definitely do it. I'm sure he will do it. Yeah.
Use our impact and influence to get them on board.
Good stuff. I know I can count on you. And of course, everybody watching, thank you very much from all of us. It's been an absolute pleasure. So thank you to both of you for taking the time out and doing it.
Just got a little bit of reserve chili on that finger.
Careful, for goodness sake, careful. Thank you so much for watching this episode, guys. Don't forget, you will be able to win a bottle of this Reaper hot sauce. All you need to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel and comment who you would like to do this challenge. So tag their name below. I want to see a long list of people, and I'll pick somebody at random and we'll send this to you. It's a, what is it? It's called Hellfire Pete. It's the Reaper hot sauce. So if you comment below, you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, you can win one. So do that. Thanks very much again for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. See you soon, guys. Have a great Christmas. Bye-bye.